Okay, we're here. I'll do the talking, one of you does the listening, and the other one, well, just pretend to be clueless and in need of the restroom. This is where we try to do sneaky stuff and get the information we need, but try not to get caught or make it too obvious. Anyway, let's get out of this car and let's get to her. Hi, good morning. Is your name Mrs. Rice? Yes, my name is Zach Patterson. This is Mrs. Harper and Billy Rosewood. We're with the FBI. Yes, we're here to ask you some questions in regards to your work. No, you're not under arrest and you're not being interrogated. We'd just like to ask you a couple of questions. No, this isn't a laughing matter for us. We at the FBI do not have a sense of humor. May we please ask you some questions? Yes, we would like to do this inside. That way you're at least more comfortable. Ah, you have a wonderful house. So, Mrs. Rice, may I call you Mrs. Rice, or would you prefer your title, Dr. Kelly Rice? Okay, Kelly, I'll call you Kelly. And my name is Zach. My name is Zach, this is Billy, and this is Cora. The reason why we are here representing the FBI is because we're here to ask you a couple of questions in regards to what you do for a living. Yes, our boss wanted to make sure that we do a follow-up on certain doctors who either specialize in something that has to do with either human waste or study of, we'll just say randomly at this point, I'm not even sure. All I know is my boss told us to make sure that we go after certain doctors and ask them certain questions. We just got through having an interview with Dr. Owens and his morgue business, which I don't understand why we have to question him. I mean, he studies people who are deceased, no longer living. But anyway, what can you tell me about your business? Since you are a doctor, and I recognize the trophies you have on the wall too. What did you do as far as a living goes? You study hazardous chemicals. Okay. Can you name some of the hazardous chemicals that you study? Okay. 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 That's pretty impressive. Where did you receive your education from? You went to Yale. And based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like you did more than just graduated top of your class. You did fantastically well. What was your study as well? You say your study was in biology along with radioactive stuff and anything else? That is an impressive resume. But the reason why we're mostly also here is not only just to discuss about what you do for a living as far as a doctor goes. We're here following up on a previous agent. I don't know if you know him or not. His name's Mr. Terrell. He had basically informed us that the last person he spoke to was you. Oh, he didn't speak to you. Well, by any chance, did you meet him anywhere? Did he happen to see you going anywhere that you shouldn't be going? No, don't worry. You're not under arrest. We're just following up on the last few notes that he left behind for us before he decided to take a vacation. It turns out Mr. Terrell was investigating certain people's backgrounds based on what they do for a living and what they got as far as education goes. And now my boss, Mrs. Sanders, is making sure we continue his work. Where's Mr. Terrell? He's off right now on a vacation, enjoying himself. Oh, can you show can you show Mrs. Harper here where the restroom is? Yeah, she's been dying to go use the bathroom, but don't worry. I'll make sure Mr. Rosewood here follows her and make sure she doesn't touch anything. Thank you. Now that we have a moment to be alone, Dr. Kelly Rice, what can you tell me about this address? You don't know nothing? Okay, that's fine. The reason why I asked is because Based on Mr. Terrell's notes, he not only mentioned your name, but he also mentioned the fact that turns out, I guess he might have tried to have a conversation with you about something, and well, more or less it didn't turn out so well, and that's why he's on vacation right now. Is there anything else you can tell me about what you do for a living? Hmm. So you study mostly biology, hazardous waste, and the occasional moment, I guess, hazardous chemicals, correct? That's a nice resume. Is there anything that you feel comfortable sharing with me? Well, that's understandable. About time you two got back. What were y'all trying to do? Were you trying to find where she takes a piss at, or was you trying to find out where her bedroom is? You'll have to forgive my new associates here. Sometimes they're a bit funky at times, and I have to remind them that when conducting an interview with anybody, make sure you pay attention. But I'm sorry for that. Well, just at least three more questions. Question one. I'm sorry about that. Let me be more correct with what I'm asking. When it comes to your line of work, how many hours a day do you spend working at it? Nearly 48 hours to 96 hours? Okay, that's understandable. And as far as your educational background goes, what made you pursue this? Oh, you love to study life. Well, that's a good thing. And you love to see how hazardous materials or hazardous chemicals could affect life. Okay, well, that's understandable. Well, that's all I have for now. We'll be leaving you of your time. Uh, Rosewood, you have something you want to ask her? Okay, go ahead and ask her. Okay, Mr. Rosewood, let me go ahead and just inform you right there. I already asked her about Mr. Torrell. She doesn't know anything about him. Stop that. Stop it right now. Mr. Rosewood, do not do that. Do not interrogate her like she did something wrong. I'm sorry, Dr. Wright. I'm sorry, Mrs. Kelly. I don't know what's gone into my partner today, but he needs to not do that. That was uncalled for. Hey, stop that. Excuse me, Kelly. Billy, I need you to go wait outside by the car. Agent Harper, take Mr. Rosewood out to the car right now. I'm sorry, Kelly. Is it alright if I still call you Kelly? Yes, I don't know what's going on with my partner today. I guess he's under a lot of stress because of his marriage, or maybe he didn't get anything last night, or maybe he didn't have enough coffee this morning. Whatever the reason is, I am terribly, terribly sorry about that. But he was out of line. He should not have done that to you. And I will make sure my boss hears about his unprofessional demeanor and attitude by the time this conversation is over. Oh, and before I go, if you have any more questions, here's my card. You give me a call if you can think of anything else. Okay? Nice meeting you too. Let's go, Agent Harper and Agent Rosewood. We have much to discuss in the car about his unprofessional attitude. Now that we're away from her house, Billy, what the hell is wrong with you? She doesn't need to know that Mr. Terrell is dead, and she doesn't need to know about the green stuff. No, she doesn't need to know about that. We were just here to find out what she does for a living, and now we know. And we see her education on why she was able to. Look, the point is, we don't let people we don't let on to know. I'm sorry. Let me put it another way for y'all to simply understand. We don't tell the person who's being interrogated every single little detail that is going on. Now, because of what you did, she's probably wondering what the hell are we going to be talking about as we leave from here. But right now, I may have fooled her into believing that we're going to be talking about your unprofessional attitude, Billy, about how you just came at her sideways and asked her about did she kill James. We don't right now have any evidence supporting that theory. All we know is that James mentioned her name, and that was it. We have nothing else to go on right now. Here, let's continue this conversation in the car. Come on. Okay, now that we're in the car, and by the way, did either one of you find anything in that bathroom when you went to go use it? You did? What did you find, Harper? You found something interesting. Pills? What kind of pills? Okay, so she has headache medicine. That was pretty interesting, but matter of fact, did you see anything on the bottles? You took one of the bottles. Well, that's just great. Okay. Why did you take one of the bottles? Okay, that's a good call. You took one of the bottles to make sure her DNA is not going to be anywhere over the previous crime scene of where Mr. James Terrell had died at. That's pretty good. I like that. But anyway, right now, we have done more than enough. We don't need to go any further. And matter of fact, Billy, did you find anything else in the restroom while she has taken the liberty to take one of her headache medicines? And you do realize that's a crime, right? Taking without having a search warrant. At any time she could turn around and say that you guys are thieves. You found something by the toilet. Okay, what did you find? Something green. Something green like what? Well, Billy, despite your uncalled for demeanor towards her, now we have reason to believe that she is involved with the death of James Terrell. By you finding that green stuff, now we can definitely take a look further deeper into this. But for now, we need to get to, yes, we need to get to 5718 Darkwood Forest and see what kind of warehouse or facility this is. I just wish it was not on the edge of town. But anyway, not bad, both of you. But next time, be more subtle about it. Do not just openly just put somebody on Front Street like that, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and get down the street. We got to get to this address and see what this place is all about. Are you both ready? Good. Really, really, Billy? Really? Oh my God. What have I told you about eating in this damn car? Yes, what have I told you about eating in the car? I don't want none of this. What is this looking like you having a picnic shit in the car? I know it's candy, but still. Next time, eat the damn candy outside the car. Yes, I'm being a little picky about it, but I'll worry about that later. But if I find any crumbs in this damn car, just know that I'm going to be making sure you pay for the cleaning bill. But anyway, let's go.